Hi guys, I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. Man, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I hope all of you can hear me. Liam, RK Sweetie, Cookie, Lewis. I hope you guys can hear me. Yes, Liam, it's here. It's here. Tell me if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, man. I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing, man. 15 people in the chat already. Thank you very much. By the way, if anyone wants to come, just let me know in the chat and then I'll just paste the link. Let me know if you can hear me. I am so happy. Awesome, Marcus Sweetie. Clear. Liam says we can hear. Man, I'm so happy. Let me go through the comments of the people who are already here. Liam says very unconvincing. Yep, but the thing is, if you want to win titles, I'm just saying, if you want to win titles, you have to get such results. Lewis says, not great, but we won, which is good, obviously. Cookie says, not terrible, great start to the game, dropped off a bit at the end of the first half and carried that into the second. Looked lively for a few minutes in the end and got a lucky winner. Lucky, I wouldn't say lucky. It was some good build-up play from the likes of Saka and Ceballos and Nketiah. Last week they were fighting. This week they're scoring goals. Cookie says, Leicester in the Carabao, then Liverpool. Yep, tough games, both of them away games. We always struggle away to Leicester. We always struggle away to Liverpool. But this time we have Mikel Arteta. We have Mikel Arteta. Cookie says overall not a great performance, but not one I'm going to call out people on. I don't really think you can say people played badly. It was just a shock performance. I didn't expect us to hammer them like 5 goals. Cookie says except Ceballos who really underperformed. Yeah, true. Actually true. Also didn't understand Willian being subbed off. Gabriel looked good again though. Things are coming together and he did lose to Villa, then trust Chelsea. Let me know who you'd have brought Pepe on for if it was not for Willian, because unless we'd have changed the formation or something. So maybe this is a blip and the blip was actually a win. Yep, Everton jumped us, which is annoying. Yeah, they've scored more goals. I expect one of Liverpool and Chelsea will also jump us, but Spurs will probably lose to Southampton. Oh, that would be amazing. Won't be 4-0, so they'll stay behind us, obviously, with the game in hand. Yes, City won't beat Wolves easily. You know what? I think they'll get like 3-1 or something. Willian should have stayed. Wasn't a good idea to have let him go. Yep. How are you doing, Glenn? Here in Dallas, Texas, we are good. Thank you for being here. Yeah, a win is a win. Glenkightley says a win is a win. Hello, Liam. Where are you? I'm here now. I didn't quite know like it will take me more than 30 minutes to celebrate. Clear. Good. Let's go and beat Liverpool again. Yep. West Ham were very physical. Yeah, that's one thing with Arsenal. Like we can't handle the physicality at all. Kolasinac was not played. I did not play well. Am I surprised? Nope, I am not surprised. As I said, anyone in the chat, if you want to come on, you know what? Let me just put the link there. If anyone wants to come on, just click on the link, and you can come on and give your opinion on the game. Tev says wasn't Willian's day, but I like how Pepe came on looking to prove a point. You know what? I didn't think like he did well though, but man, I don't know. It's like he's been overtaken in terms of fast team and stuff. But anyway, we've just beaten West Ham 2-1. Not the best of results, but we got the job done at the end. That's the most important thing. Let's remember Liverpool at the other day against Leeds. There are so many teams starting with L these days. They played well, but the Leeds played well but lost. Liverpool knew how to get the job done, and they did get the job done. Just look at that picture. Just look at that picture on screen. Arteta and Nketiah. Love it. I absolutely love it, man. Like the joy, man. The joy. I am so happy, man. Look at that. Look at how close he is with the players. Look at how he's making us perform. That's 5 goals this season. Nketiah has scored. Lacazette has scored. Aubameyang has scored. Gabriel has scored. So it's a good time to be an Arsenal fan. Missed Tierney, absolutely. Kolasinac was shocking at times in terms of crossing, shocking. Cookie says, I hope Tierney build up knock isn't. Yes, I hope so. We know what he's like with injuries from his first season here. And we have, as you said, Leicester, Liverpool, Sheffield United, Man U. So we don't want Kolasinac for all those games, man. Yep, hope nothing serious. So what did you guys think about the game? Were you going to it like expecting like 4 goals or 5 goals or 6 goals? I did a preview the West Ham fan the other day, and I actually told them I don't expect a big win. The thing with Arsenal, every time everything is going our way, Aubameyang has signed a new contract. Gabriel has scored on his debut. Willian 3 assists in terms of FPL, 2 assists in terms of the game. In his first game, everything looking good. Shaka playing well, everyone playing well, but we still there's someone here. Let me put them on. Hi, man. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, man. Hi, Cozy.
Hello.
You can come. You can come on screen. You can come on screen if you want. I'll just remove them.
Okay.
You're there?
Yeah, I cannot use my camera.
Oh, you can't. Sorry, that's fine. That's fine. No problem. How are you feeling?
A little bit happy, a little bit unsure. Yeah, I think when you look at today's game, you would give everybody an average score. Everybody an average score, apart from Gabriel and maybe Eddie Nketiah, because I think that was a superb substitution. At times, I doubt why Lacazette has to go off for Eddie Nketiah. But I think today it was really superb. Yeah, it was really superb. And I think also Gabriel, because today Kolasinac had the worst performance, the worst performance you can ever think of from an Arsenal fan. From an Arsenal player, Kolasinac. I don't know. The worst I've seen in the last 6 months. That is Kolasinac's performance. And, so Gabriel had to cover up for Kolasinac. He had to cover up for Rob Holding, who was also, unsure of his, duties today. Hector Bellerin was lost, the whole of the game. We were under a lot of pressure. West Ham, but I still think we need more players, man. We need more players, especially when it comes to the defensive midfield and the creativity, because literally today we made something like 3 or 4 chances and only 3 decent chances. One, the Aubameyang chance, the Nketiah chance, and I think but there is a chance, at the end of the game. I think it was Nketiah who had to score. Yeah, I think those were the only chances that we could use.
I remember the other day when I was doing your show, you talked about, you asked me about Awar and Partey, if we needed more attacking or more defensive. You'd argue both of them today, because attacking, it wasn't really all that. And our bench was awful. We didn't have anyone on the bench. But the defensively, Antonio's goal, they just broke, and our midfield was empty, completely empty. No one, like they switched the ball from the left to the right position and crossed the ball. No one was in midfield. So has anything changed from this performance? Which one do you want to buy first, the attacking or the defensive?
Well, the truth is, I still go for Awa. I still go for the attacking, because even when we had the possession, we were looking very, very lost. Tobias was passing, Xhaka was passing, but there was no that person who had could have that critical eye to open up spaces for Aubameyang, to open up spaces on the on the left, on the right, to let some passes through for Lacazette and so on. So you could see our attacking side never had those creative runs they could make. It was absolutely stagnant, and I think I would go for Awa if I had to choose one.
So who was your man of the match today?
Gabriel Magalhaes. No one else. Gabriel Magalhaes.
Both in the first half and in the second half.
Exactly, because the truth is, if we had known Gabriel, if Gabriel was not in that game, I don't know how, by 70 minutes, it must have been done and dusted. It must have been 3-0. Because if you look at that Kolasinac, the goal we conceded, I don't blame him. It was Kolasinac, and then Robolding had tied of Antonio. I don't know how you defend a striker when you're behind them. That was real crap, man. Real crap. Again, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and then you look at that block he made in the second half. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like we had one defender, all the clearances in the air, using the feet. It was only one defender you could see in that in that lineup. There is that header that hit the woodwork from Antonio. You still remember?
Yeah.
And Kolasinac was really looking at it, and I was like, "What are you doing, blood? Can't you see me? That's your position, man." Truly, we missed Nketiah, but we were lucky we had Gabriel Magalhaes. He's my man of the match.
Yeah, Life Ganatev says West Ham made Antonio target holding after seeing him being the weak link. Do you agree with that? Was he the weak link in our defense?
Absolutely.
Ahead of Kolasinac, who are the poorest performance?
Apart from Kolasinac, I think I think apart from that goal Lacazette scored, literally there is nothing he did, even in the second half. Not holding up play, he made those blind passes. There is that chance he had to give to Aubameyang, and Jesus Christ, as like, is he even a striker? Do you pass like that, across goal? So I think he was my second worst performer. Robolding, well, his mistakes were covered by Gabriel Magalhaes and Ban Leno, but I still think he had an awful performance today, as well as Hector Bellerin. Yeah, Bellerin was also lost in that game, very lost.
Yeah, Cookie says saw Laka being subbed off and was really annoyed with Arteta since Laka had played well. Would you have subbed off Laka for Nketiah yourself?
Myself, I would. That's the truth. I would take him off to bring on anyone. That's true.
Anyone, completely.
Anyone, because I just look at him and it was totally useless in the second half.
I thought he played well though in the first half.
Yeah, in the first half, the truth is, the whole team was a little bit more together. We had less pressure. We had less pressure and less threats from West Ham. It was, it changed in the second half. They were on the driving seat, and we needed players to show up their, individual brilliance. And he wasn't there. He wasn't.
I think I'd agree with you. And Aubameyang today, very, very quiet. Willian, very, very quiet. Do you think they just marked them off, or did we not just get the ball to them?
For Aubameyang, I would say we need the creativity. We need someone to create more chances for Aubameyang. We need someone who can release Aubameyang, because trust me, if you ask me, did Aubameyang get decent chances and how many of them? I would say either one or even none. So I think I wouldn't blame Aubameyang. Even the goal he scored against Fulham, I said it on my show. Those are not goals you score in every game. Now, those are blockbusters that come once in a while. And today, he never had that chance to get a blockbuster. The West Ham defense was very, very tight on him because they know he's a danger man, and he couldn't actually get. But I still think he made that decent assist for Lacazette, and I still think he had he made his presence felt to some extent in this game. For Willian, I think Willian needs more time to settle in at Arsenal. He's still a new boy. I won't really crucify him. His performance was not the best. He was not really marked because he had the space, he had the chances to create his own work, but I think it was just a bad day for him.
Yeah, what did you make of the bench? Because there's a time I was hoping Pepe comes on and Nketiah, and I was looking at the rest of the bench and I was like, there's no one else who can come on. No one.
Kelly, we have been looking up, we have been singing this song of bringing more players, we need the squad depth. Bringing more players, we need the squad depth. You look at that, you look at the bench, no one was a game changer. No one. Yes, I know Pepe
Mhm.
came on the bench, came off the bench and did some magic and little things around here and there. But no one is a game changer on the bench. You know,
Mhm.
if for example, if you have a player like Awa starting, and you can bring on Danny Ceballos,
Yeah.
Ceballos can be a game changer because he can, change, the temper of the game, He can do that.
Uh-huh.
If you have a decent number 10 like Benrahma on the bench and West Ham
Mhm.
are becoming very hard in the back, you can bring him, bring on Benrahma, let him unlock the defense of West Ham. But the truth is our defense is our bench is absolute crap. It's gonna be absolute
Mhm.
crap throughout the season because we are not going to
Mhm.
spend around 150 million this in this summer. So I think we are going to have an absolute crap bench throughout
Mhm.
the season.
And Pepe looked very lost himself when he came on. I didn't find like he was like up to like he didn't play like Willian, for example, when he was on the pitch. So has he lost his first team place already?
I don't think he has lost his first team place, but it usually happens to players when they are dropped out of the pecking order. You also saw Bukayo Saka was good, but not the Bukayo Saka we know. And I talked about it on the show last time when we won against Fulham. I said, players like Bukayo Saka are going to lose the confidence. They're going to become desperate. And when players
Uh-huh.
become when players become desperate, they're not becoming any
Mhm.
better. They're not becoming any better times. They're becoming,
Mhm.
they want to prove, they want to do anything to play. But I still think for Pepe, he's going to come back in the starting lineup in a very short period of time. He'll come back in the starting lineup.
Yeah, and so were you happy that result, or you just not happy with the performance? How are you looking at this game? Take the 3 points and run, or are you worried about the squad depth and all that?
Um, a win is a win. I would say a win is a win. Just like one person said in the comments, but
Mm-hmm.
it is a win that deserves to be reflected on so much. I'm not really
Mm-hmm.
jumping. I'm not really taking wine and so on. No, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting down, making my player
Uh-huh.
ratings, and
Mm-hmm.
deciding on who we should sign and why. Because truly, I'm happy that we are getting a second win of the season. But in
Mm-hmm.
that manner, we cannot beat Liverpool and Manchester City and United in that way. So that means
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really confident about my club. That's the truth. It's a win, but it doesn't give me confidence. It doesn't.
Yeah, so we have Liverpool next, Sheffield, City, United. Which player today didn't really which player from today would you drop for those games? Which player didn't impress you at all and you dropped for those games? Forget about Kolasinac. I'm talking about the ones who have played Fulham and today. Who would you drop?
Okay.
Who has not impressed you?
Um, leaving alone Kolasinac. The truth is, I
Mm-hmm.
would introduce Ainsley Maitland-Niles instead of Hector Bellerin.
Mm-hmm.
I would give William Saliba. Sorry, I'll give David Louis a chance to come back to the defense. I'll replace
Yeah.
Rob Holding in that case.
Mm-hmm.
If Kian Tian is back, of course, he will occupy where that full Kolasinac
Yeah.
plays. Then in the midfield, I'm going to, in the midfield, I'm going to bring back Mohamed Elneny. He had a decent performance against um, Fulham.
Yeah.
I would give Mohamed Elneny a chance because he's very hardworking, and I like his, work rate better than,
Yeah.
I would either drop. I might not drop Tobias because he has something different he gives Arsenal, and I would try to drop Granit Xhaka.
Shaka?
Yeah,
Wow. I thought he played very well.
he had a nice performance. He had a nice performance, but for trial, I would try Elneny and Ceballos and see what I can get.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then up front,
So mm-hmm.
up front, Willian was okay, but I would want to see Aubameyang as the striker, Willian to the left, and I would go with Pepe to the right. I would drop Lacazette as well.
Wow. For those tough games.
Yeah, I would drop Lacazette, make Aubameyang my main striker, create chances for him using Pepe and Willian. I have Dani Ceballos and have Mohamed Elneny with his work rate sitting in there. Then I have Ainsley Maitland-Niles replace Hector Bellerin. I have David Louis replace Rob Holding. Gabriel Magalhaes stays. I bring in back Kian Tian.
Our next game is Leicester on Wednesday, Carabao Cup. How many changes are you making for that one?
Almost seven. Almost seven. Eddie Nketiah must start in that one. William Saliba comes on. I think that is the time where he has to play. I'll keep Van Leno. I'll keep Van Leno because I don't want to be dropped out of the cup at early stage. So I'll keep Van Leno.
Yeah.
Bellerin. I'll bring in Cedric for. I'll bring in Cedric for Bellerin. I'll bring in Cedric. So I have Cedric. I have Saliba.
Yeah.
I'm very sure Pablo Mari is not fit, right? He's not fit.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, not yet fit. So I have Cedric. I have Saliba. Those are two changes. I have. I'll bring on. I'll give Pepe a start. I'll give Pepe a start to see how eager is he to start. To come back in the starting lineup. Yeah. Of course, Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson must play in that one. I want to rest my armies. Eddie Nketiah starts. Yeah, Eddie Nketiah starts.
So you have no problem. You have no problem with us going out in that competition if we go and lose 3-0.
If you look at the changes I've made, they don't call us to lose 3-0, man. They don't call us to lose 3-0 because I think Cedric is not a bad player. If I replace Bellerin with Cedric, I think it's 50-50. William Saliba is a decent defender as well. Maybe Reece Nelson is the underdog, but still Eddie Nketiah. If I'm giving Eddie Nketiah a chance, I expect I would demand a goal from him. I don't want to drop out, but I want to rest the players for Liverpool.
Yeah, awesome. Tev, how are you?
I'm good, fam. I'm good. What's up?
How happy are you? Are you not happy at all? You're like Cozy, you're not happy at all with the performance.
I'm grateful for the win. I was impressed with just a few players, but I'm mostly disappointed in the performance and the way we carried on in the game. It was luck. It was luck that made us not concede more than that one goal. Conceding just before halftime, it really impacted us. And who is West Ham coach? David Moyes.
Yeah.
He went in halftime with a game plan. He came out and said to Antonio, "Okay, Gabriel Magalhaes, he's too much for you. Go and target. Go and target a goal in." Because in the build up to West Ham goal, Rob Holding took forever to track Antonio.
Yeah.
And due to the difference in pace, it made Antonio got the cutting edge to get that tap in. So in the second half, they targeted Rob Holding. So they went down Rob Holding's side, made some crosses in, and Gabriel Magalhaes he's so good, but Kolasinac offered no help to him, no help whatsoever. One of the time I saw two West Ham players doubling up on Gabriel Magalhaes, trying to make that tall player in midfield, what's his name, Soychek or something like that, to be free in order to try get a header, which they did. That hit the post. That game was brilliant.
Yeah. So Cozy says he would have taken off Lacazette. I didn't play well in the second half. Do you agree with that, or would you have kept him on to try and get us a goal?
I was a bit iffy about Eddie Nketiah, but looking into it, I would have probably done it as well because second half he wasn't looking sharp. Going forward, so we needed something different, and Eddie was the only other striker we had on the bench, so he came on, and I saw, yeah, it's me. So when I saw Eddie, I was a bit iffy. I was a bit iffy, but he came on and proved us he proved us wrong. A lot of people would want to see Eddie on the field for some reason, but he came on, he proved us wrong, got the goal, we got the win. Sabayas he and Xhaka didn't have the greatest of first half, but in the second half they really turned up things. And Saka, he had an on and off game, but he actually created the two chances leading to the goal, which were massive for us to get that 3 points. So I think he deserves a shout out as well. Leno showed some attributes that was missed by Martinez. His lack of ability to dominate that penalty area, not holding on to the ball that Martinez would have catch easily, and his ball playing at times were inferior to what we saw Martinez did for us when he was playing. So I need Leno to improve on those stuff. Good saving ability isn't the only thing in goalkeeping. So he needs to improve, or else I think will show up against us with a bit more luck, and all those um not being dominant in a penalty area would lead to a goal. So I need Leno to improve.
Yeah, I'll come back to you, Tev. Cozy, the way we scored our first goal, very nice build-up play. Are you happy with the playing from the back style, or is it too risky?
I'm happy with it if we can maintain it. And I think we have a couple of very good ball players in that team. You have Gabriel Magalhaes is a good player. If David Louis joins in, or William Saliba is another good player. Then up front, we okay. All the players we are using are bowlers, and even in the midfield, Xhaka is very good at passing. Ceballos is very good at passing. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because we have the players who can actually sustain it. I'm okay.
Interesting you've mentioned Saliba. Tev, I saw your video on Saliba too. Is he coming to the first team anytime soon? Or it's looking like we're going to go on with Holding and Luiz and Gabriel unless we sign a defender. Would you sign a defender, or would you stay with Holding and Luiz and wait for Saliba?
I think Mari is under the radar as well. Nobody's looking forward to seeing him. He's a decent defender, I saw Saliba game against Brighton under 23s. I was impressed with his control and his passing, but the same weaknesses holding show today is the same thing I saw in Saliba the other day. It was easy for Brighton players to double up on him at times. He just needs to be up to speed because he's kind of slow on the ball in transition as well. So he needs to be up to speed. So I want to see him versus Leicester next week. So I want to see him against a Premier League team to see what he'll do. If he's just playing like that because of under 23s, or will he step up the level against Leicester?
Yeah, so Cozy has said in the game against Leicester, he would bring on Nketiah, Nelson, Cedric. Could you make that many changes, or do you want to win that trophy? We have never won that trophy. I've never seen us winning that.
Yes, I would make wholesale changes, reasonings. Eddie, Nelson, Pepe, these are players that are not in the starting 11 these days. So they have a point to prove.
So complete second team.
Complete second team. I would actually take out Holding and put him in there.
You wouldn't mind if we lost 3-0, 4-1 or something, because I'm sure they'll play the likes of Barnes, maybe even Maddison. He hasn't started their games in the Premier League. You wouldn't mind if we lost?
To be honest, if we play our second team, I think we most likely will lose. And I wouldn't mind that.
Cozy, Liverpool next week. Do you change the formation? Do you go defensive, or do you go attacking for attacking 4-4, or do you try and defend?
Obviously, I'm gonna respect them, especially by the fact that they're champions. I'm gonna have to respect them. I don't change them. I wouldn't change much. I wouldn't change much, but I would try a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1, something like that.
Yeah.
I have my 4, people, we're responsible for defense. Of course, that would be, Tierney. I'll go for either Ainsley or Cedric. I wouldn't go bring in Hector Bellerin because defensive wise, he is crap. I would go for David Louis in that defense with Gabriel Magalhaes. I wouldn't trust Rob Holding. Now, in the midfield, because I don't have so many options, Still, I would go for Mohamed Elneny. Like I said, I would go for Mohamed Elneny. I try to test him with Danny Ceballos. I feel something. I think they can have, they can give me a very good partnership there.
Cozy, can you really test people against Liverpool away? Test experiments against Liverpool?
The reason is Mohamed Elneny, really had a very good game against, Fulham. If you guys still remember, I think was one of the best performers in that game. Yeah. Then
Fulham though.
Yeah, Fulham. I know.
Liverpool, Thiago and Mane. Jota. Are you not scared of them with the testing?
I know, and I'm giving him respect, but still, if you bring in Granit Xhaka with his slow pace, he's not going to beat that Liverpool speed in the midfield. If you guys know that, yeah. So I'll go for Mohamed Elneny. He's more hardworking, and he has, he's a bit, faster. He's a bit faster. Then I would go for 3 and then 1 striker. The 1 striker I think still would be Lacazette. Then I have Aubameyang. I have Willian. This time I would create a number 10 because you have to create some chances for to threaten Liverpool. So I would go for a number 10. In this case, would be Willian, and then I'll give a chance to Bukayo Saka on the other wing.
How about for the tactics? Do you try and hold out for a 0-0 until like 60th minute, or do you go score with score?
No, you can't do that against Liverpool, especially against Klopp. He's gonna kill you if you do that. You have to give him some respect. Let them play the game. Sit back, watch them, identify their mistakes, capitalize on their mistakes, get them on the break. That's why I would create a number 10, very good number 10, very fast number 10, Willian. Create for me 3 chances in the game. Aubameyang finish 1, Lacazette finish 1, and I have a 2-2 draw, 2-2, or I can even beat them 2-1 if that's possible.
Tev, do you agree? Beat Liverpool?
I agree, but our original tactic is park the bus and let Aubameyang do his thing. I wouldn't start Rob Holding. I would prefer to play Saliba actually than Rob Holding. Rob Holding is 25 tomorrow. There's no improvement I see in him. Saliba is young. I would just throw him into the fire, let him be exposed, and try to do his thing. I would stick with the same 3-4-3 formation. I would play Maitland-Niles because he has good chemistry with Aubameyang. Gomez partnering with Van Dijk. Gomez is a weak link for me. He's like the Rob Holding of Liverpool at the moment. So I would use him as a weak link target. I would definitely be more defensive against Liverpool and try to catch him on the counter attack. So,
but that is that's that is in the future though. Today's game, Cozy. Did you think the Aubameyang cross for Lacazette was offside, or were you worried when they went to check?
Yeah, I was really worried, man. That that his hand looked offside, but I was watching that watch along with AFTV, and DT was shouting that he can't be offside, But I was really scared. I thought it was offside. Even the Eddie Nketiah goal, I was very unsure whether he was on or he was off, because by the time Danny Ceballos released that ball, I didn't see any West Ham defender ahead of Eddie Nketiah, and I was like, which rule is this anyway? But still, for the Aubameyang goal, apart from his beating the offside trap, I think it was a decent cross, very very wise cross, and I'm gonna give Lacazette credit for that. He acted like a real number 9.
But this thing of Aubameyang playing, there's a time we saw him almost at left back. Are we really using him the way we want?
The truth is, everybody, today, I think today we had to go defensive, man. I think the truth is, today everybody had to become a defender, right? Especially in the second half. But still, if I look at how Mikel Arteta is trying to set up and structure his team, he's trying to make everyone useful defensive wise and everyone useful when we have the ball. And I think I would embrace it. Be useful without the ball and be useful with the ball. I think it's a good tactic. It's a good tactic, Glenn.
Okay. Trevor's just gone a bit. I was going to ask him about Trevor, you there? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to. Yeah. Go ahead before I ask you.
If you're referring to the goal being offside, a player cannot be offside with his hand because the hand cannot be a part of scoring a goal, so that couldn't be offside. I was worried about that, but the Eddie one at the in the gameplay it seemed as if he was offside, but thankfully he wasn't. He was behind the line of the ball, so thankfully that was offside. The Gabriel Magalhaes controversial handball, that's not a handball. He was deliberately trying to play the ball and his hand was below the shoulder. So yeah, I saw no problem there.
Yeah, cause the penalty or no penalty for West Ham?
The truth is, I would not give the penalty, not because I'm an Arsenal fan, but even on any other day, I wouldn't give the penalty because he tries to he heads that ball away and then it hits it hits his hand. I'm really not going to say that the ball was in his hand was in its natural position because before the game, Manchester United conceded almost the same penalty. Although for them it was a bit more unclear, but still I wouldn't award both penalties. I wouldn't go for the penalty decision.
Yeah, Tev, we've been discussing with Cozy about signing an attacking midfielder or a defensive midfielder. Which one did you go for first? Were we lacking more in attack today, or were we lacking in terms of defensive midfield? Which one would you go for first? Basically, Thomas Partey or our.
I would go for defensive. The reason being today, West Ham targeted the space that Ceballos had emptied behind him when he was attacking, trying to create. So they were bombing on that left hand side. Bellerin as well, he was going forward, so they were putting pressure on the person that was covering that space, which was Rob Holding, and he was getting roasted. Ceballos, he can be creative, but he's too deep at times. So I would buy like a Thomas Partey to put into that space. Elneny can fit in, but I'm not too sure Elneny can put in a great performance consistently. I don't think he's that top level player. So I would definitely go for a defensive type player and put Ceballos who can play that number 10 role. Today it shows that we need additions in that midfield, whether it be attacking or defensive. We need something, because if we had created more, then we wouldn't have any problem about that goal that West Ham scored. But if we were stronger defensively, we wouldn't be worried at the times they were pressuring us in that second half, targeting Rob Holding. So I would go defensive first.
Yeah, Cozy, by the way, if you need to go, just let me know. Let's say, God forbid, Tierney, we are told today Tierney is out for 4 months. What do you do? Do you go and sign another left back, or do you go with Saka again and put Kolasinac in the team and pray every day? What do you do?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't choose Kolasinac. I wouldn't choose Kolasinac. I cannot even think about him, and I'm really worried that Leverkusen might even drop their interest in him after seeing how he plays today. But that's the truth. That's the truth. Truth is, if he's out for a longer period of time, I would just switch Gabriel Magalhaes, because Magalhaes is also left-footed. So I would switch Gabriel Magalhaes to his position, bring in either introduce David Louis to the back line, and then play them with either Rob Holding or Saliba. I think anyone can play, in that position, and then make my back three solid again. then I introduce of course the midfield stays. The midfield options stay as usual. Ainsley, Bukayo Saka, Bellerin, and Cedric. They stay. They will stay as the same. I'll just stretch Gabriel Magalhaes down to where Tierney plays, and then introduce David Louis and Rob Holding. I wouldn't go for Kolasinac. I would never, man. I'll never.
Is it that bad? Tev, same question for you. If Tierney got injured for a long time, do you go and buy a left back, or do you play Niles there, or do you play Gabriel as you suggested? What do you do?
I would play Niles or buy a new left back. I'm sorry we didn't buy that left back from Norwich. What's his name? Louise or something like that. He's gone to Newcastle.
Yeah.
I'm worried as well. I'm worried that Leverkusen saw that performance and be like, let's look at somebody else, because he's shocking. He's not good defensively. He was literally offering no help to Gabriel Magalhaes. Attacking wise, all he does is pass the ball sideways and backward. It seems as if he's afraid to pass the ball forward. Hence why he made that mistake against Spurs, because he could have passed the ball forward, but he turned back for some other reason. So that's what I would do. Kolasinac is just a shocking player, shocking player. The worst thing about his gameplay is off the ball. Players can get the run around Kolasinac so easy. He's like a headless chicken. There was a point when Bowen played back the ball to whoever was his partner on that right hand side. Kolasinac, who is playing in a back three, followed that gameplay, leaving a bunch of space behind him, which Saka and Gabriel Magalhaes had to cover for him, because he went up ball watching like a headless chicken. I'm wondering if this is a 19 young inexperienced player. He's a big man, you know. He doesn't. He's just a shocking player, fam. Shocking, and on 100K a week.
That is basically like free money. Any of us can now literally go and play football and just get that kind of money. Let me know also in the chat section, what did you do? Like buy a new left back, play Kolasinac and pray every day, or Gabriel to the left. Cozy, there was a time Xhaka passed the ball to Kolasinac on the left side, and we were thinking cross the ball for Aubameyang and Lacazette, and then he skies it over the back. What were you thinking, Cozy?
You know, when when I saw that, you know, the good thing that you know, by the way, by that time, I had already given him 0 out of 10 in the game, you know, in my player ratings. You know,
so
like
how
serious.
far down did it go after that?
But you know, I was really pissed. That's the truth. I was fuming, blood. I was fuming. You know, as like, have we become another, you know, official, you know, mid-table team? Because, you know, any official mid-table team, you know, having a player like that, you know, they wouldn't, you know, they wouldn't, you know, care. But you know, it really hurts to see West Ham have a player like Alan Cresswell in their left back, and Arsenal has Sid Kolasinac. It really hurts. And you know, these are the mistakes Arsene Wenger left us with. You know, get this free transfer, get the other free transfer, do this swap deal. This is a young kid, and now you know, we are really paying, you know, the mistakes of that, you know, of that old board, the Raul Sanelis and the others. We are really paying their mistakes. Sid Kolasinac, I think, you know, he should start practicing his career in, you know, in football commentary. He should leave the pitch, man. He should leave the pitch.
I don't know what to say. Like, he was the best left back the season he signed him. What happened?
You know, still I can't believe he was the best, you know, left back in Germany when we got him from Schalke 04. You know, I think he had a great season, but he was not, you know, the best. Even then, if you look at you know, the left backs that have come through in the German Bundesliga, you cannot really rate Kolasinac as one of the best, you know, talents in the German Bundesliga, you know, left backs. Even, you know, in the past 5 years, you can't, man. I still think we went for him because he was cheap and he was a free agent. I think that's, you know, that's the reason.
I watch a lot of Bundesliga, and he wasn't the best left back in the league. The only reason why he seemed that great, because he was playing more attacking wise, because defensively he's been shocking all along. So attacking, I'm shocked attacking wise he hasn't been that great, but defensive wise, I know he's shocking.
And the truth is, in the German Bundesliga, you determine how good the fullback is by how often they come to the front, how often they cross, how often they do that. And in the Premier League is different. You determine a fullback by how often they can, stop those runs from, the wingers. How often can they be, in the right place at the right time? And trust me, he's always getting 0 out of 10.
Speaking of 0 out of 10, let's just do a quick player ratings with you guys. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Let me start with you, Tev. Leno, out of 10. How many?
6.
There's a time he dropped the ball and I was like, oh my goodness, bring back Martinez. I was crying for Martinez.
Yes. I said to people that good saving ability is not the only part of being a goalkeeper. Today I saw a part in his game that were comfortable for Martinez to do. And he needs to improve on his catching ability and in his ball distribution, which Martinez showed that he's superior to Leno. And he needs to improve on that area, or else team will take advantage of those things.
Because there's a couple of times where he had to play as a sweeper keeper like Neuer back in the days where the ball comes over the top and he has to run for it. Do you think Martinez would do that better than Leno?
No, man. We saw it today for Leno, and I'm gonna confess on this show, I'm a Leno man. I love Leno so much. I followed him ever since he was at Leverkusen. But we saw it today. There is that ball is swept away, almost close to the center. If you guys still remember. Yeah. And he made that very decent save. I don't know how Mikel Antonio didn't use enough energy. But I'm going to give credit to Leno because he was coming out and stopped that ball on the line. Yeah, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10.
Let me just answer something here. Leno, 6 out of 10. Where is Martinez? Martinez is gone, man. Martinez is gone. He's no longer an Arsenal player. Let me start with you, Cozy. Bellerin, you've talked about him already. Bellerin, out of 10.
3 out of 10. Today he did absolute crap, man. Absolute crap. There is nothing he did for me today. I'm really glad he didn't commit so many mistakes. 3 out of 10.
Yes, sir. You have no leniency. You go straight into the players. But true, Tev, there's a couple of times Bellerin gets the ball up front and he has a chance to cross, and he always fluffs it. I don't know why. How do you give out of 10? Tev? Can you hear me? I think you froze. Oh, yeah,
0.
Okay.
0. He offered nothing attacking wise, not one cross I can recall Bellerin making, and he was missing time. So 0. He did nothing. Nothing.
At least he came to the pitch and he tucked in his shirt, though. He did tuck in his shirt.
I love you, my man. You're ruthless. I love you so much.
0, okay. I'll confess like you, Cozy, about Leno. I'm actually a fan of Bellerin and I always give him a chance with Guendouzi. I'm always like, it's the injury, just give him time. Because he was one of the best right backs at times, but every time I see him, sometimes I'm like, why? What happened to him? But then he has a performance like he did against Chelsea, where he took the ball and helped us get the second goal in the final. So I just don't know. So 0 for you, Tev, and 3 for you. Okay. Tev, Kolasinac. Kolasinac, Tev. You can give any score you want. Any. You're frozen, I think. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Sorry. Because you come to you
minus 10 or something, because he was.
Yeah.
What
you're free.
I want to give him is a new club to go to.
Yeah, you're freezing, Tev. Sorry. I think Kolasinac is trying to make your Wi-Fi stop or something. No, it's kind of freezing. Just try and set it up as I go to Cozy first. Cozy, Kolasinac out of 10. You had already given him a 0 before the cross.
Yeah. I don't really give negative, but if I could give negative, I would give negative. But since my minimum mark is 0, I'm gonna give him 0. But the truth is, he did. Apart from because Bellerin did make mistakes, and that's why I gave him 3. Now Kolasinac cost us a goal. That's first and foremost, and then he cost us a crossbar. That was nearly another goal, man. 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. Nothing to do.
Tev, let's try one more time. Kolasinac out of 10. Oops, he's gone. No problem, man. We'll come back to you, man. Quickly with you, Cozy. Gabriel and Holding. Gabriel first.
Gabriel, I'll give him a 9 out of 10. For playing almost the back 3 roles at once. 9 out of 10. There is nothing I'm gonna really accuse him of. If, I was still thinking about that goal we conceded. Could he have done any better? But I still think Kolasinac and Holding should have done the role to mark Mikel Antonio, and I think Mikel Antonio was for Rob Holding today. Still, I'll give him a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. It was absolutely brilliant.
And Holding?
Rob Holding, I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10.
Okay. And would you sell him? Yes or no? Would you sell him?
No, I would keep him. I would keep him. I still have, he still has advantages in that defense. He's one of those players that are very, very calm and they rarely go up front. So, it's easy for him to fall back when we are attacked on the break. So I would keep him at the club.
Tev, hope you can hear me now. It's kind of frozen still. It's still not working well. No, so 9 for Gabriel and 4 for Holding.
4 for Holding.
So next game against Liverpool, would you drop Holding and bring back Luiz?
I would. Trust me, I would.
Okay.
It was
Let's try one more time again, Tev. Clearly, Kolasinac doesn't want you to give his rating.
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Gabriel and Holding today. Still can't hear you. No problem though. This internet problems is as usual. Don't worry. I've been through that. I know how it feels. Sorry, people, for that. Cozy, let's just go to midfield as we wait for him. Shaka.
Granit Xhaka, I give him a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I give him a 6 out of 10. He has to do a lot more better. He's a player that we signed for almost 30 million pounds from Borussia Mönchengladbach. I used to see him at Borussia Mönchengladbach, one of those players that I thought they were going to do a lot and a lot. He has very good passing abilities. He's very solid as in that midfield. I think he has to do better. If I give him a 7 or 8, it means he gave me what I expect out of him. I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. And who was with him? Ceballos. There's a time he was very poor giving away the ball. There's something else that he did I forgot about. It's like a free kick or something. He was a bit poor. What did you give Ceballos?
He was really inconsistent. In the last hours of the game, he was lit up. He lit up and created that assist. That's why he gains 5 out of 10. Otherwise, he was among the people who are going to get 3 out of 10.
And for the assist, he got an extra 2.
An extra 2, yeah, because it's a win. It's a win, 3 points.
Yeah, and in front of the Saka, how did you? Saka, I always feel like it's unfair on him because he always deserves to start, but he never gets a chance to start mostly. What did you give him?
Yeah, I think one of those people that I gave a 7 out of 10. He was involved in both games, the first one and the second one. No doubt, no doubt, he was one of the players that really held up a nice performance in the on the nights, in the evening. Why not? 7 out of 10 is enough for him.
The next one is going to be Willian.
Yeah, Willian, a 5 out of 10. He's the newcomer. He's the new boy. He tried to give us some entertainment, though. Tried to give us some entertainment, but it had no output. It had no output. If probably he can, he could make me an assist, I would give him something like a 7. But still, I was impressed with him on the pitch, the runs. Trying to, there is something different he has added to the club. 5 out of 10 for today. Let him work harder, man.
But okay, dropped a lot from the Fulham game. What was your rating for him against Fulham?
My rating for Fulham was 9 out of 10. He had 2 assists as recorded by the Premier League, and it was his debut. So all of us were absolutely shocked with such a performance. He had a 9 out of 10. Gabriel had a 9 out of 10 as well.
Premier League is definitely hard. And how about the two up front? For the dancing itself, for the celebration, I give them 4. 4. That's already 4 for them. So anything on top of that?
Yeah, I will add +2 for Aubameyang. Setting up that cross for Lacazette. +2. That is 6 out of 10. And then Lacazette with the nice header and a whole lot of crap in the second half, doing a lot of nothing, wasting my time. 5 out of 10.
Was people in the comment section, was Lacazette that bad? Because Causes did not feel Lacazette at all today. I feel like his energy holding up the ball. He's okay,
guys. The truth is, second half, which ball did he hold? It was Declan Rice, and Fonos always on the ball. And when they were bringing on Yarmolenko, I was like, man, we are finished. We are finished. I just thank God, Mikel Arteta, somehow tried to change the game. But I thought, when they brought on, Andre Yarmolenko, I thought it was, game over. But still, Lacazette has to do better, guys. Let us not be very lenient because the striker, has scored a goal. Lacazette is a 45 million plus, striker. We bought him at a very high price from Lyon. He must give us, at least 2 goals per game. 2 goals per game. That's he's worth that. He can do that. He has done those things at Lyon. This is how we were very lenient with Olivier Giroud. He ended up making a lot of crap, and we were like, okay, he scored some goals. No, we have to be ruthless. If a player is not really good, let us give them, the 3, the 5s out of 10. When they're really good, let us give them the 7s and the 8s and the 10s. So I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, Tev will come back to you for the other ratings, but for Lacazette, there's this chance he got in the first 5 minutes where he played, I think, with Saka or something.
Yeah.
How? Let me ask Tev first. How did you feel? Did you expect him to score? Yeah, Willian. Did you expect him to score?
Yes. Oh, Lacazette?
Yeah.
Yes, I expect him to score. I'm shocked that he didn't score. As Classy said, we should expect more from Lacazette. He's 29. He cost us almost 50 million. He hasn't given us a 20+ goal season as yet. He's actually hindering our best striker from playing up top. So we need a lot more from him. So today he should have had more than 1 goal. A lot of times when the golden chances come, he will often be at the end of those chances, rather than Aubameyang. He rarely sees some cutting edge chances because of him playing out that left wing. So Lacazette, he needs to show more. So today he scored the goal, yes, but other than that, he didn't do nothing much. He missed that chance. So I would agree with giving him a 5.
Okay, quick ratings. Just give me a number. Causes said 9 for Gabriel. What do you give him?
I will give him a 9 as well. He was under pressure. No help from Kolasinac. No help from Rob Holding. Rob Holding was below average. So I would give Gabriel Magalhaes. He's actually. Rob Holding and Kolasinac should be ashamed of themselves. They're letting
Thank you,
Okay.
man. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you so
How
much, my
how
guy.
how about Holding?
um 1.
One. People
He
in the
was getting
comment section, please help me. We are going to go very low here in the ratings. One. Okay. Shaka, I think Kozi gave Shaka 6, right? Kozi, sorry. You gave
Yeah,
Shaka 6, right?
yeah. I gave Shaka 6. I gave him 6 out of 10. He has to do
Tev,
more than that.
Tev, Shaka Tev. I thought
I
he
would
did well with the long passes.
mhm. I would
No,
give Jack I would give Jack a 5. His first half wasn't so good, but in the second half he stepped it up. So it was a game of two halves for him. Overall, I think he was okay in some instances. So I would give him a 5.
Okay. The thing is, these days, Kozi, I'm happy he doesn't pick up those yellow cards he used to pick up and red cards in the first 2 seasons he used to pick up. I think something has improved there a bit.
yeah, I
Mhm.
think he has he has become more wise in that. I should say more wise, and I think he has become more comfortable in that in that deep deeper role, because when he was at Borussia Mönchengladbach, he was literally
Mhm.
not playing as deep as that. He was the box the kind of box to box at Gladbach. Now when you bring him in the Premier League and you play him deeper, now he has to, he had to catch up, and I think he's really catching up very well. Although Edge is catching up with him as well.
Okay. Tev, quick one on Sabias out of 10.
I'll give Sabayas a 7. Reason being, he and Saka was the only one trying to penetrate that defense realistically. Xhaka had a couple balls lofted over, but I will give Sabayas a 7. He was trying to work those channels. He was putting in a lot of work. It wasn't his best
Mhm.
game, but I think he did well. So I'll give him a 7.
I think you'll disagree there with Kozi. Kozi gave him lower than that.
Yeah, I gave him a 6 as well.
Okay, and then Saka for you, Tev.
I'll give Saka a 6. It wasn't his best game, but he created the chances for both goals. He popped up when needed. There was a couple of times he was trying to show a lot of conviction, and at the play of his age, you can't expect him to perform great all the time. But I think he did well. He popped up when needed, so I'll give him a 6.
Um, Kozi said Lacazette was poor today. So what's your rating for him, Tev? Lacazette?
Yes, I give Lacazette a 5. He was poor, and I don't. The fan base is very, um, the Arsenal fan base has the mood swings of a pregnant woman, because we we'll be lenient with a player that doesn't deserve it, and will roast players that don't deserve it at times. Um,
Mhm.
Lacazette is a perfect example. We love Lacazette, but yet still he's a striker. He do, and
Mhm.
we're hindering Aubameyang, who is our best striker, to play on the left wing. Lacazette is 29. He cost us
Mhm.
a lot of money. He's not scoring the goals according to the price tag and the age he's at. So when we had the time when he popped up on transfer news about interest from Atletico, I would
Mhm.
actually sell him and play Aubameyang up top and use Eddie as backup, because Lacazette, he's not showing it on a consistent level. He pops up with the goal. You want a goal from strikers, but this season, if he's staying, I
Mhm.
want 20 goals at least from him. At least 20 goals. So today I'm going to give him
And
a 5.
how about
Yeah,
Aubameyang?
Aubameyang, ooh, I will give Aubameyang I will give Aubameyang a 6. It was a lot of he wasn't getting service. He had to drop deep due to Kolasinac being so shockingly awful. He was honestly trying, making some runs, but it wasn't his day. Today we need to get Aubameyang at the end of created chances, because when you look at him getting created chances, it's very low. It's very low. And if we're having our best striker not getting
Mhm.
a few chances per game to score from clear cut chances, then something is wrong. Something is wrong. something is definitely wrong. But I
GK
will give him a 6.
GK agrees with you in terms of our fan base. Let me go to the bench. The last few players and manager. Kosi Nketiah. What did you think about his short performance?
Eddie Nketiah. Well, I think this time he was really brilliant, really brilliant. I just love from the bench. We don't want to see how how many touches you have, but what impact do you have from the bench. You come off the bench, you score a winner in the London Derby, second game of the league. Why don't I give you a 7 out of 10? 7 out of 10, man.
Tev?
Yes, I agree. 7. He came on. We wanted that impact out. A lot of us doubted Nketiah when we saw him coming on, let's be honest. But he came on, proved us wrong. And he showed what we want from subs and impact, and showed what he want from players who are not starting, to show us something that you would desire to start and not be comfortable just getting a decent paycheck and just being at Arsenal. Show us something. So I thought he came on, showed conviction. Even after the goal, he looked like he was hungry to get another. Unfortunately, he didn't. But I will give him a 7. He came on and did the business.
Who else came on? Pepe. Kosi Pepe.
Yeah, he came on, did a lot of nothing, running around and bringing in fake corners. 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10.
I think I'd agree with that. I think he was poor. He reminded me of Torreira against Aston Villa at the end of last season. Did nothing. Tev, what did you give him?
I would give him a 5. He came on. He wanted to do something, but it didn't work out for him. He was over on the side, the right hand side. He came on to. He had nobody. Most of our attacks in the second half came from the left hand side. So all he had to do, or was trying to do, is trying to dribble, trying to get up there on his own, but it wasn't working out for him. So it wasn't really his day today. I liked that he wanted to come on and do something, but he wanted to do something, but it ended up in nothing. So I would give him a 5.
Okay, and Luis was in for a short time. So Kosi, the manager today, were you happy with the subs? Were the subs early enough, or I thought you waited a bit too long? Were you happy with the starting lineup, Arteta today?
Yeah, I loved his. Of course, when it comes to the tactics, he never changed anything. Although he had come to play Fulham, but I love the changes. I love the changes he made. Ceballos coming into the midfield, although I gave him that low in the player ratings. I think he had a very good eye, Mikel Arteta, to bring on Dani Ceballos. That Declan Rice, midfield, and the other men in the Western midfield, they could harm us, and we needed to break them down, create some threats. I think Dani Ceballos was to do that, and of course, I love the fact that he makes his substitutions in time. Arsene Wenger, you remember Arsene Wenger could make substitutions very late, man, very late. You're losing, and that guy never wants to bring on players. So I'm gonna
remember when a mark of.
I'm gonna give a mark of that. Bring the players in time if you want a result, and he did that. Yeah.
I remember as Arsene Wenger, we used to play a team like, let's say, Sunderland. We scored the first goal, Van Persie, and then Sunderland equalized. There was a guy called Danny Chebe there. And then it's 1-1. And then you expect him to bring on someone immediately. He doesn't. We score a second, yes. Then you expect him to bring on maybe Walcott or Chamberlain or someone. But he still waits for us to concede a second goal for him to try. Oh, no. Bentner, come on, Bentner now. Shamak. Some awful players, I know, though, but it used to be late. Tev, Arteta today?
Yes, that point he made. The difference with Arteta and Wenger. Wenger was very reactive, and Arteta is very proactive. There was an instant when Saka actually got through, and the Lacazette was nowhere inside. I wondered if he was tired or something. It seemed as if he was tired. Pepe had to run way from the right hand side to try and run in. And by the time Saka tried to make the cross, it was a Bonner made a beautiful block. So he saw that, he was proactive. He made a change with Eddie to inject more energy. Um, so he didn't see much impact from Pepe as well. And right after we scored the second goal, he was proactive as well and put on some defensive changes with David Luiz and Saliba. So Arteta, I would consider that our performance was shocking down to the players. He did what he had to do and be proactive with the changes. So I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10.
I think that's fair enough. Last question for you, Cozy, before I let you go.
Yes, man.
Who impressed you most from the West Ham team today?
Who impressed me most from the West Ham team today? You know, what a question. What a question. You know, the truth is, I love their midfield. I'm gonna go with Declan Rice. I would have gone with Antonio, but I would go with Rice because there is a way he made those midfielders in our Arsenal team look quite very average. You know, when you have the ball, they can't steal it. You know, we couldn't steal it from them, and you know, whenever they had it, they looked very, very dangerous on the attack. And I'm very happy that we didn't concede so many goals that could humiliate us at the Emirates. But I'll go with Declan Rice. I think he's becoming a better and better player. If Chelsea don't sign him, West Ham are going to have a very nice player in him this season. But because if Chelsea sign him, it's going to be a big blow for them. I'll go for Declan Rice.
I think that's a good shout. Tev, West Ham, who impressed you most?
I'm going with Mikel Antonio. He was their lone striker. In the first half, he tested the waters with Gabriel Magalhaes, and he saw that Gabriel Magalhaes is no playboy in the thing. He was a real man. Got the goal and saw that Rob Holding was the weak link, and boy, did he relish in that opportunity. And there were some instances where he did try and go toe to toe with Gabriel Magalhaes, but then he referred back to Rob Holding. So it was good awareness from him, his work rate, and his hold up play was underrated as well. He's improved. He's improved since he joined West Ham from the Championship. I was impressed with his performance today as well. I think he was the one that hit the post with the header, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I was impressed with Antonio.
I think he did well. The thing with Antonio, he's not even a striker. He's supposed to be a right winger. I've seen him playing as a right back. I've seen him play as a central midfielder. So this is a player, versatile player like Niles. Cause did you take Antonio to Arsenal?
My answer is 100% yes. Yeah, I would take him because I would definitely take him because he's a threat. You put him among those front three men, and then you have 15 sure goals. I like the way he's clinical. He gets very few chances, scores those goals. I think West Ham have a big asset in him, and I would take him. But not for more than not for more than 20 million.
Okay, I also wanted to ask you about today's results, other Premier League results. Man U losing to Crystal Palace.
A well-deserved loss. I think no Manchester United fan is going to shout a lot, shout for us that they lost this game and they deserve to win. No, a well-deserved loss. Crystal Palace were actually absolutely outstanding. If you look at the goals they conceded, apart from the penalty, which was 50, which was 30-50, 30-70, I think that second goal from Zaha. What a goal! Oh my God! The third goal that actually saved the game. I still think United deserve to lose Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, they were absolutely crap,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Crystal Palace were better. They were the better side. They deserved to win. They played very well. United, had some, couple of positions. I think it reached a time when they had 81, percent, but they couldn't actually use it for anything. Crystal Palace, a well-deserved win. United humiliated, and I'm not really sorry for them.
Is Gunners, you have a fan here saying, "How are you, Cozy?" Yes, Cozy.
I'm really good, Easy Gunners. How are you, Vlad?
Awesome. Cozy, where can they follow you before I let you go? Thanks for coming on.
The Arsenal podcast. So make sure you look search on YouTube, the Arsenal podcast, and of course on Twitter, it's also the Arsenal podcast.
I knew
Thank
I
you very
recognized you guys. I was wondering where did I know this voice from? Yes, guys, check out his channel. Quality content over there. Yes, cause big up yourself.
He also
Yeah.
the thing with Arsenal content on YouTube, I sit down and I watch everyone's videos and I try to see like what are you doing different and everything. And I noticed you do like 4 to 5 videos a day, which I really respect.
Thank you
That's
so
a
much,
lot
man.
of videos, man. Different videos. Keep doing, man. Keep doing your
Thank
thing.
you.
Let's hope when we get the win against Leicester. Thanks for coming on. I'll see you next time.
Okay, man. Thank you so much.
Tev, final thoughts on the game, expectations for next week, Leicester, Liverpool.
We saw some weaknesses. Arteta, in his pre-match interview, he said improvement is needed. So clearly he wants to bring in players. We saw weaknesses today. What I want us to do is look at those weaknesses and capitalize on improving them. We need some players like Kolasinac, he needs to get out. We need transfers to come in, and we need to be more creative and know when to break down teams when they are set up well. Because West Ham defensively, they were set up well. We failed to capitalize on the counter attack when we gained possession in our half. That was the only way I saw us scoring against them if when we had a good counter attack. But luckily, we break them down a few times and that turned into goal. But I want us to break down teams when they come to the Emirates and set up defensively well. That's something that we don't do very well over the years. And regarding the Manchester United game, Manchester United lost due to a lack of penalties. They didn't get enough penalties today. That's why they lost. So
Yeah, true. I was so happy. That was, and it could have been 4 or 5.
yeah,
Could have been 4 or 5 goals. Thank you very much, though, for coming on. Yeah, at least we did get the win. That's a good thing. So, where can they find the channel?
My channel is Life Gunner Tev. I upload every day with Arsenal content. I don't really use other social medias, so for now on YouTube, Life Gunner Tev. Thanks for having me, fam. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you, man. Thanks for coming on. Take care. So, yeah, 2-1 win against West Ham. You're buzzing. Job done. 6 points out of 6. Another one start before I go. In the 2009 season, we won our first 2 games. Last season, we won our first 2 games. And this season, we've won our first 2 games. In the last 11 years, we've only won our first 2 games 3 times. So definitely something is right with Arteta. We are buzzing. People have given Gabriel the man of the match. I'll have my player ratings on Sunday around lunchtime UK time. Tune in for that. I'll also have a build-up match preview for Leicester tomorrow night. And on Monday, I'll have a Leicester fan joining me for the build-up towards Leicester and Arsenal. We are playing a Carabao Cup game on Wednesday against Leicester. So tune in for all that. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for everyone who came to the comments. RK Sweeties, Gunners, Liam, Cookie, Lewis, so GK. I hope I've not forgotten anyone. Cozy for coming on. Tev for coming on. Let me just check. I really don't like not mentioning people who came on. Sam G, obviously, bro. Thank you for coming on. Gustav, Jeff, and yeah, I hope I've not forgotten anyone. In my FPL team did well. I had Mitrovic, I had Aubameyang, Willian, sad, but anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later.